Hey, welcome back everyone. Today we have Stonevault 13 as a Master of Harmony Brewmaster, and this is the route. It doesn't change at all. There's very little things that you can change about it. Maybe take the pack next to the versatility buff. Here I took Celestial Flames again, and I'm contemplating on taking Oxdance. I also took Scalding Brew instead of Sal Salabim's. 25% versatility, 27% crit. I changed the Storm Singers Citron for the Thunderlords, so I'm losing out on like 650 stats everything for a bit of damage. I just wanted to see how well it would work out. This run I did at like 6:30 Eastern time. I was up early and I'm trying to get some mythics done before the reset. But anyways, this first pull really kind of lets you know whether or not you're gonna time the run. If the DPS can't kill all of this by the time the heroism is up, then you're not gonna get through it. That just means that the damage is low. But as you can see, the Boomy's doing 10, 11 million DPS in this pool. The Frost DK doing 7.5. If I was Shadowpan, I'd probably be doing closer to 3 mil, maybe 2.5 million. But Master of Harmony. But it's no problem, I guess. Just by that, you can tell that the run is gonna go a little bit smoother because things are gonna start dying. There I use Paralyze on the loader bot just to reset the jump. Um, but yeah, if the DPS is good, you're gonna time this place. The thing about this place is that you need to do big pulls to time it. So it's not like you can do 1 or 2 packs at a time. Sometimes you have to do 3, and then that can be a bit hard, especially for Brewmaster Monk because we get destroyed. Even that first pull alone, just trying to get to the third pack, you can get one shot. You'll just drop like 30% every pack you pick up. So it's just constant. We're getting constantly pounded. But the DPS is good. The healer was definitely really good. Before the run, we were talking about how um, we're trying. Well, I'm not trying, but they're trying to get the title, and the Shammy's trying to get it on their priest. And I think they're like 3,200 rated on their main. So I don't know how much more they need to get the title, but it's probably gonna be like 3,400. And for that, you definitely need a group. You're not gonna be able to pug that high. It would be awesome if you could, but you're definitely not gonna do it. I don't think it just requires too much coordination. They were talking about how the last boss on City of Threads, you definitely need to coordinate when to use defensives because the AoEs will definitely get you killed. That and the orbs, as you saw in my last video, if you saw it, those orbs are like a pain in the neck. Here they're asking how many, and normally I'm used to 222, so I'm like, yeah. And then the Shamli is like, what do you mean, yeah? It's 213, I think he says.
What's this?
That was kind of funny.
Golem fused with something else? Titanic earthen technology enhanced with magical augments.
There I'm joking around that as long as it's not 114, which is something that I had in an attempt here, and honestly, it was atrocious. I don't know what the healer was thinking. It was a Resto Druid. But he did 4 on the last one, and we died. Like we wiped, and at that point I was like, we're not gonna time this. Let's just not even try. That and the fact that the DPS was kind of low too, so I just didn't even want to bother trying. Here the druid is positioned a little bit weird, and he corrects it later on, but it makes it difficult because he's spawning a spike in a weird place where the beam's probably not gonna hit it. And so now in this one they had to leave 3 up, so it was a bit, like wonky with the positioning. Normally people stand behind so that they all just fall behind. So let's see. Here, for example, is just in a weird spot, but he corrected it. I mean, I trusted them either way. Their rating was all over like 3,100. so it wasn't that bad. I also kind of made it a priority to toss out my Vivify on the AUG, because for some reason AUG Evokers take a lot of damage. Like, I don't know how they do it in 15s or 16s, but they take a lot of damage. Here you're gonna see he's nearly full health and he drops like lower than everyone else. I don't know how that works. Maybe because they have less armor or something. Again, I don't know much about other classes other than like the Brewmaster. Like Monk, I can more or less navigate. And I haven't really been reading up on patch notes. I do know that AUG Evokers are getting a bit of a nerf so that their Evan Might doesn't help out tanks and healers. Which is great because you want to have like a variety or like more different team comps when you do pugs. It's probably pugging. Pugging you probably don't really care if you have an AUG or not, as long as the DPS is great, like it's fine. So it's not really a problem. But the other thing is, these people who are trying to go for title, they need an AUG, so it's just like, it's just mandatory. The compositions are just set in stone. And it's kind of interesting that this priests are like the best healers, but for monks, I feel like for brewmasters, I feel like they're the worst. And I'm not sure why. Whether it's because they don't pump out enough heals, or it's because they have a lot of absorbs and we kind of don't need absorbs. We just need to be topped off because we already have absorbs and we have stagger. But some of the worst runs I've had have been with this priest. Except for my 3K rating one in City of Threats, where that was a disc priest, but that priest was just nuts. He was crazy. Anyway, this is looking like it's going pretty well. That AUG Evoker, he's doing more DPS than the Frost DK, which is crazy to be honest with you. But it's also probably because the DK had to move around a lot. Here I was gonna pull this immediately, but then I looked at the healer's mana, and then that's when he realizes that the food that he got doesn't work at all.
These paths should lead us to an access console.
It's too far away.
Defensive.
It didn't occur to me also as well that like I heal sometimes, so I buy a lot of this soup thing. And I decided to give it to him later on. And of course the almighty Boomy Beam. Diffuse magic on that Shadow Slash just because I'm not trying to get destroyed. Here again, big pulls. I didn't mean to pull that other third pack, but you know what? It came. So this was already looking crazy. Look at this. Oh lord. Drop the Black Ox to help me with the threat. Ring a piece until we're just mass CCing everything. Just trying not to get killed. And a lot of these are casters, so we need a lot of mass AoE or else mass CC or else this is gonna be problematic. Like there, three casts almost went off. But the DPS is really good. The healer was just really good. So this worked out in our favor here. Forgot that there was one more alive. And then this is why I remember it, because that Boomy dropped a feast just so that he can heal, man. I was like, oh nah. To there, I just gave him the stew and soup that I had. I was just like, man, here. If you remember from my last video, where I told you, don't pull to these spoilers because you will die. I didn't do that this time, so learn from my mistakes. But again, the DPS is so crazy. I was shocked, to be honest with you. This entire run, I was just like, man, like this is crazy. If you look at my timers, we beat E.D.N.A a minute and a half over my 12 time. So I'm just like, damn, okay. So it was looking good. Here, I'm trying to pull just this pack alone. And it turns out that the spoiler was in there, I think. So, yeah. I'm trying to target it, you know, trying to get it killed. But this shaman just insane.
Watch your step. Defensive.
There, diffuse magic again to help with the damage intake.
Watch your step. AoE incoming.
I know for a fact here that I do die, and that's my fault because I have a defensive up. I have dampen harm. I should have used it when all of this stuff was going out, and I didn't. And I stood in a swirly and I got destroyed. I thought about releasing, but
Watch your step.
the DK resed me. They all started running. So this is what's funny. The boomkin started to run away, right? And I'm like, why is he running away? Did he die? And you're gonna see right now why he ran away. It was just like crazy.
Watch your
I thought they were just pinging me here to let me know, like, hey, tank it by the doorway. But if you look at the Boomkin's bar, it's like he's in bear form. And I'm like, what? He starts coming back, and then I'm like, oh, okay. Good. Good to see you here. And I'm really not paying attention. I'm paying attention to this, right? Look at who's there. They've already pinged it. They're like, look, something's coming. And it's the spoiler. I'm like, what the? Oh my god. Man, this Boomkin just crazy.
AoE
I think he dies, but still. Oh no, he doesn't die. Great.
Watch your step.
The Og probably does it. Yeah. But again, it was just like, what? So again, if this was a pretty not good team,
Watch your step.
we would have called the run here. Like, partially because of my mistake, I didn't use the defensive when I should have, and I stood in the swirl. I think if I would have used dampen harm, the swirl wouldn't have killed me. I would have been low, but it wouldn't have killed me. So that was really my fault. Here, I'm rebuffing. I lost my food buff because I died. And I'm watching my healer's mana. He's good. I'm also watching the Og and the DK because they're getting their food buff again. So you know, I just want to give them time to get it.
Defensive. Target change. Watch your step.
It's just a lot of like interesting like little moments like this. Is just like, oh.
Defensive.
There, the DK took all of those orbs. I think it's because he can use AMS to help with the damage, which is smart. So, you know. The damage is just going, it's just spiking like crazy for the DK. Probably because he took like 6 orbs.
Defensive. Target change. Watch your
There
step.
you also, I also stood too close to that swirl. I probably should have moved back like a step, and I would have been okay. But yeah, that was kind of dumb of me. And here, like, I'm just trying to make sure that I toss out a Vivify so that they don't kill 2 of these shards and then just end up wiping, because it happens a lot. Here I execute this one. I'm just like, this could have been bad, but you know, it is what it is. And again, the shield is just dropping like crazy. I mean, jeez, the DPS was nuts.
Defensive. Target change. Watch your step.
And all of this is pretty
Defensive.
straightforward. Just trying to get him
Target
to kill
change.
this. Keep going.
Watch your step.
Out of range.
Here, yeah, we almost died here. I think we killed 2 of them back to back, so not good. And also, this is the most absorbs he's had this entire time. I think because we left up 1 crystal or 2. Well, he's already low, and we're just gonna focus on taking him down. We're not even gonna worry about anything else.
Defensive.
As you can see, a Celestial
Target
Brew is
change.
enough to
Watch your
help with the
step.
damage there.
Defensive.
Dropping really fast.
Look for a service tunnel nearby. You should be able to take a mine cart back to central processing.
And so here, because I was feeling really confident, I just pulled these 2 packs together. Using my dampen harm just so I don't get destroyed here. Trying to interrupt. Just so I can pull them all to one little area. Exploding keg for more thread just so they can go
Watch
crazy.
your step.
Chi burst. So it's like I'm using all of my AoE abilities here. And so because I took Celestial Flames there, I just spinning crane kick just to get fire
Watch
breath
your
on all of
step.
those. That one's almost dead. I just
Watch
wanted
your
to pull the loader pack, but then all of these speakers came with it. So drop the ox statue and
Watch your
mass taunt if I needed to.
Watch your step.
And these guys are like already going crazy on me. Like, look at that. Like, I'm having a hard time. You already got 2 debuffs on me, so I'm taking way more damage.
Watch your
I'm out of defensives except for my trinket, so I'm just like, oh god.
watch your
Yeah, it was getting crazy. There I have 7 stacks on me. 7. That's like I don't know, like 60% more damage or something I'm taking. So it's crazy.
I need a target.
Just waiting on the healer. I'm watching to see if he's drinking. He is. I pull when he's closer to like a 1.5 mil. You know, I already know that he's gonna have enough mana, so. I think something that they did really good in this group was
watch your step.
they used all of their CC, like they chained the CC so well. So it's like the AUG uses his CC first, and then the Druid notices it, and then he drops his beam for more AoE CC, and then I pay attention to it, and if I need to leg sweep, I'll leg sweep. But if I don't, because we have enough interrupts for the cast, then I'll save it for the next one. So a lot of this stuff was like pretty good coordination, even though it was a bug. So that was definitely really good.
Watch your
And
step.
the more important, impressive thing is like it's at 6 in the morning, so I wasn't expecting to find a team to time this with. But look, this is what a good team does. Like, you know, I'm feeling confident, fortifying brew. Like, I am not about to be destroyed by these guys. Like, we got this. At this point, if we fail the run, it's gonna be because of me, because everybody else is doing their part. So. Like I was saying, there's really not many changes you can make to this pull, other than taking the pack on the left, where you get the 10% versatility buff for 10 minutes, which is great if you have somebody that can help you get it. But we didn't have anybody, I don't think, and we weren't gonna do all of that pack just for the buff. It would have been a lot more damage, yes, probably like, I don't know, like 6% more damage or something. But the route is pretty much set in stone. Like there's only so much you can change here that, you know, that probably isn't gonna make or break the run. Maybe in the 18 or 15 it's necessary to take the buff because every little bit of damage helps. But here is just like it was what it was. Here I would have pulled the next pack, but it's just that those casters make it so hard to move. I tossed my exploding keg like at the edge of the pack, missed everyone except for like 2 people.
Machine speakers in the Stonevault. Fanatically loyal, no doubt.
It's too far away.
Here I know the healer's gonna man up, just letting them know that that's where I'm gonna pull them. Go in and straight AoE taunt both of them.
Interrupt 1. Defensive.
Again, just a Celestial Brew with 1 or 2 stacks of Purifying is good enough for that tank
Run
buster.
to edge of wind. Defensive.
Here you want to taunt Brokk as soon as he comes out,
Interrupt 2.
just so that he can run towards you faster.
Watch all. Defensive.
This is a pretty straightforward fight. Here, my
Interrupt
pinging
1.
wasn't working.
It's too far away.
I'm trying to stand as close to them because I'm gonna chi burst.
Watch where.
Just every little bit of healing helps. And chi
Interrupt
burst with the
2.
5 stack is like
Defensive.
more than like a million heals.
Find clear vent.
Here we got a horrible orb. Look at that. It's literally aiming right at us.
Run to edge of wind. Def-
Our AUG gets killed. Like that was just like bad luck. That was horrible luck on our part. And he was smart for not taking it immediately and waiting for the AoE to kind of happen. A lot of people take it immediately and then they die again. So it's just like, I know you want to get back into the fight, but you know, if you're just gonna rest to die again, it's pointless.
Interrupt 2. Watch where.
We pretty much
Interrupt
coordinated our defense just
Defensive.
pretty well here.
Find clear vent. Watch all. Run to edge of wind. Defensive. In
There, I was pretty much out of defensives. Had to use my trinket, but it takes a second to ramp up because the scarabs have to do damage before
defensive.
they grant you the absorb.
Watch all. Interrupt 1. Find clear vent. Defensive.
Probably. This was stupid on my part because I could have died there, and then you know what? That would have been the fight. I probably should have just ran over there. By the time I got over there, the lava would have disappeared.
Interrupt 1.
But it's like sometimes like don't get impatient. Just be patient. You're gonna get
Find
it.
clear
You know?
vent.
And here we got really lucky because I think we get 2 back-to-back vents in the same place.
Run to
Or I think this was just it. I'm just waiting for him to run to me so I can just execute him. So we're doing good already.
Look for another minecart. If it's here, We might as well use
the
it, unless you'd rather walk.
the boomy's like, we need percent, but I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get it later on. I didn't answer him. Here we got good luck because paralyzed into Ring of Peace so that we can take the cart. The forge loader wasn't walking into our direction, so we could all take the cart. If not, it would have been like a 15-second run to the next section.
I'm out of range.
And as for these, what I would really recommend is like if the DPS stands by the door, like you see how everybody there except for the healer,
Charging.
they're all standing by the door so that it charges right into the wall. So it's like it doesn't travel a lot. It gets it's easier to take down. So it's like stand next to the doorway. As soon as it starts to charge, you have some time to move away. You're not gonna die if you actually react to it.
Beyond saving. That seems
It gives you like a
just
good second, 2 seconds to kind of move out of the way. So it's like I feel like it's impossible to die to the charge, unless you can't really see the arrows, which is I feel like something that they need to fix. They probably should have made the arrows a different color or something.
Watch your step.
Here, I'm just trying to make sure that all of these are killed before I pull the next pack. You know, trying to play it fast, but also safe. You know, at this point, I know we're ahead because look at the timers. We're ahead by so much time, literally ahead by like 6.5, 7 minutes almost. There, the boomy got hit by the charge and he died. The chamois just laughing, I guess. Paralyze that one, pull everything else. It really helps so that you can only deal with one of these at the time. But I think somebody hits that one. Yeah, somebody hits it. So there we go.
Charging. Move.
Out of range.
Just letting them know that I'm gonna run up there. I've learned my lesson again because it's happened to me that I ran up here with 30% health and like I got one shot. Just piling them up real quick.
Attack totem.
Getting damage on that totem. Probably should have helped with the interrupts there. A little bit noobish of myself. But there, leg sweep, stun. Those guards are almost dead, so we're doing pretty good. We have 6 minutes. We need like about 4 minutes at most to kind of kill the boss. So I feel like we're doing good. I feel like this is also where most of my runs kind of go south because here, just pulling this alone is difficult, but Ring of Peace, that's it, interrupt, amazing. Pull him to the side.
Attack totem. Knocking back. Attack
I'm
totem.
gonna put your back against the wall so you don't get knocked into anything else.
Watch your step.
Tossing heals on anyone. Here, I got put into a little bit of a tight spot. And I got hit by 2 caster bolts, I think, too. So all that, I was kind of struggling here a little bit. The chamois was a great healer.
Attack totem. Knocking back. Watch your step.
It's too far away. It's not ready.
I was really tempted to pull the next pack, but playing it safe.
Attack totem. Knocking back. Watch your
Alright,
step.
again, I probably could have died there trying to toss a heal on someone else. Being a little bit too selfless, gonna get me killed. I used Fortifying Brew though, so that kind of kept me up. And I'm letting them know that I'm gonna pull the boss at 10%. The Boomy though, I think he has the add-on where it tracks your cooldowns. And he tells me like, oh, we have our cooldowns, so
Knocking
just
back.
pull. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Attack totem.
We also have Lust as
Watch
well
your
too.
step.
Lust is up for us, so we were good. And again, you need about 4 minutes to do this boss. We're a little bit under 4 minutes, but still, it's a good enough time to kind of kill it.
Knocking back.
That was
Watch your
rough. That
step.
could have ended the kill. I mean the run. If it would have been a knock up into the frontal, yeah, we would have been gone.
Dispel near rift. Spread. Safe now. Frontal.
I want to say everything here went pretty smooth. This doesn't really require too much. It's just running to the void portals. Normally what I would want to do, or what I did sometimes, was I let the DPS and the healer take the first set, and then I will run over to the second set. But if it's just close to me, I'm gonna take it. You know, I'm not gonna put any more stress on myself. I'm just gonna take it just so I can position the boss a little bit towards the middle, so it's not near any puddles.
Spread.
I also had Chi Torpedo. I don't like it, but I was doing some
Dispel near rift. Safe now.
old raids for transmogs, and you know, just trying to get from one place to another. It really helps. It's faster than having 3 rolls.
Spread. Frontal. Dispel near rift.
Yeah, we're trying to get to that rift, but the Boomy got to it. But again,
Safe now.
poor
Spread.
DK just chasing me around because he has the bosses on me. I feel so bad because DKs have like low mobility, so it was rough for him.
Dispel near rift. Spread. Safe now. Frontal.
Probably started to get a little bit worried here when we got to the minute mark, but the DPS was good, so we timed it, no problem.
Dispel near rift. Safe now. Frontal.
Yeah, this fight isn't too hard, I guess. It's just making sure everybody gets the portal. And just like that, boom. Stonevault 13 finish. So one of the harder ones done. 30-38 rating. I am 7 points away from the #1 tank on my server. My humble Argo server. And this is the damage meters. The AUG Evoker did 1.5 million, I think, overall. This is my damage. Thunderlord's doing almost 5%, 222 hits. I would take it again, but probably for a different dungeon, not this one. Celestial Brew #1. That's where I love Master of Harmony. It's a lot of defensives. But anyways, see you in the next one. Hopefully it's another 14 or maybe a 15 City of Echoes, just so that I can get the last few points and get that #1 spot on my server. Again, probably doesn't mean much to anyone, but you know, it is what it is. See you guys for the next one. Take care.